Hey guys, CalebBake01 back again with another tracklist ranking. Today's tracklist that we are ranking is Moose Blood's 2016 sophomore album, Blush. If you want to know my thoughts on the album as a whole, instead of breaking down the tracks individually, I have a review up of this album. It should be up at the same time, so please go check that out if you want to hear, as I said, my thoughts on the album as a whole. And we'll get straight into this tracklist ranking. It's only a tracklist of 10 songs. If you don't know how this works, or maybe this is your first video, it's me ranking the tracklist of the album from my least favorite to favorite. So, without any more stalling, let's get to my number 10 of Moose Blood's Blush. Coming in at number 10, we have Shimmer. As I said in my review, there are a lot of slow, sort of swaying melody songs on this album, and Shimmer is one of them. And honestly, it's one that, again, I need to be in a sort of mood to listen to and put up with. My favourite part of this song is sort of the outro / bridge, where they actually do incorporate some really heavy instrumentals, some of the heaviest instrumentals for the album, into the end of this song, and I really like that part of Shimmer, but otherwise the song isn't that memorable and I don't like revisiting it, so unfortunately a song has to come last, and Shimmer, it takes the cake for that because I can't put it any higher just because of some good instrumentals thrown in at the end. Overall, the song is pretty lackluster. Cheek falls in at my number 9. Cheek was a song that I thought I liked more than what I actually do, when I pulled this album out for my random album review. I was just looking through the track list again in the back and I'm like, Cheek, that's a song I'm pretty sure I like. But if you've seen my review, I said I got a lot of these songs sort of confused with others on the track list, because a lot of them blend in together. And unfortunately, Cheek is one of the lower ones on this album. There isn't really a lot that has me coming back. It has a bit of a quicker pace over the track that I rated at 10 being Shimmer. It has a bit of a quicker pace, which I like with my songs, but otherwise nothing I really want to revisit, so my number 9 is Cheek. Spring comes in at my number 8. Spring is the only true, genuine acoustic song on this album, and I do like acoustic songs, but you'll see in my tracklist rankings they're normally on the lower half. Trust me, I do like acoustic songs. The best element of this song is lyrically, some really serious, deep lyrics for this song, which really hold strong. But unfortunately, just as I said, I prefer the quicker paced songs. Spring is a little bit too slow for me, and we're still not quite at the part where, I'm really coming to songs that I would like revisiting. So unfortunately, Spring takes my number 8. Now, we spoke about Cheek, the song that came in at my number 9, as being a song that I thought I liked more than what I did. And here's another one, being Freckle. Freckle is a song that, once again, I thought I liked a lot more than what I found out I do. It is one of the quicker paced songs on this album, just unfortunately, there's just not a lot of staying power. It caps off the album. It's the last song on the album, and you always want to finish an album with a heavy hitter. Freckle is not that. It's a sort of swing and a miss, it's got potential. There are things to like with it, but doesn't come to the front of my mind when I think this album, unfortunately. As I said, a lot going there, the groundwork and the layout of the song, it's got potential, but unfortunately just doesn't bring it home, and that's why Freckle is my number 7. Coming now to the first song in this ranking that actually starts to capture my interest and there's got something going for it, and it is Sway. Sway falls sort of more towards the back of the album. It is the 7th song on the album, and this was a dark horse song for me. I said in my random album review that Sway surprised me. Not enough to put it any higher than 7, but it was one that, I couldn't remember how the song went when I pulled out this album to revisit it. And it's got this really cool vibe to it. The opening instrumentals are actually really cool. The verses and the pre-choruses are really interesting, and I really vibed with them. Unfortunately, the choruses is where it lets it down. Because as I said, strong verses, strong pre-choruses, and really good intro, but that's where they should, because it's once again a sort of quicker paced song. I feel like this song would definitely benefit from a really hard hitting chorus, because it really has this build up through the verses, and then it mellows back down in the pre-chorus, and then that's where you could just smash it out of the park, but it doesn't take that opportunity. So that's why Sway is my number 6. I wanted it to be higher. As I said, it surprised me, but I really couldn't. So I'm going to have to leave it there, and we'll move on to my number 5. And yes, my number 5 is Glow. Glow, we're still not quite into the songs where, they're really strong songs. But Glow is consistent. It's, once again, I'm starting to get into the songs where they're interesting me, and I do have an interest in coming back and listening to them, but they're not quite at the heavy hitters yet. Glow, as I said, consistently alright through the whole way through. Instrumentals are pretty good. The choruses, definitely a stronger point throughout the song. But other than that, as I said, still not quite at the heavy hitters, but Glow at my number 5 on the top half of this ranking, so comes in pretty strong. At my number 4, we have Sulk. Once again, a pretty consistent song the whole way through. Nothing to write home about, but pretty consistent the whole way through. Really good instrumentals, but what puts this above Glow is the choruses are some of the catchiest choruses on the album. Unfortunately, just the rest of the song sort of lets it down. When I say lets it down, lets it down from being in my top 3, really. The song's not a complete dud, as I said. We're almost at the part where the songs are really becoming heavy hitters, but Sulk doesn't quite reach it. As I said, chorus is really, really good. It just needs that little bit more. So it couldn't quite break my top 3, but with that being said, it's my number 4, and let's get into my top 3. And my number 3 goes to the opening track of the album, being Pastel. What a way to open the album. It's a perfect song to open the album. Really heavy hitting drums. It's the first thing that plays when you click go on this album. Heavy hitting drums, really catchy verses. The chorus is also pretty strong. Overall, pretty decent the whole way through. And it comes full circle because those heavy hitting drums come through later in the song. And just a really good way to kick off the album. And yeah, obviously I have it at my number 3, so one of the better songs. But couldn't break my top 2 because my top 2 by far are the best songs on this album. Pastel is a step above Sulk and the other songs that I've had on here, but then my 2 upcoming ones that you'll see are almost 2 levels above because they're 2 really, really good songs, and we'll get to them now. Splitting hairs with my top 2, but coming in at second place is Knuckles. On a good day, Knuckles could easily be the best song on this album, but I have to give it to another one. We'll see what takes number 1. If you know the album well, you'll know, but Knuckles, really, really good song. It was the second single for the album, and yeah, what a song. Just insanely catchy, really good verses, choruses, even the bridge. I love the lead vocalist, Eddie. His last name really escapes my mind right now. I'm trying to think of it, but I really like in the bridge, his thick English accent comes through when he says Knuckles. I don't know, I just really like that part. It always comes to mind with this song. But yeah, such a heavy hitter, and as I said, on a good day could easily take number 1, but we'll get to my number 1 now, and I'm super excited to get to it. And my number 1 goes to Honey, track number 2 on the album. So my top 3 are the first 3 songs on this album. Honey was the first song I ever heard by Moose Blood, and I was hooked straight away. Such a good song, and there's so much character to it. Same with Knuckles. Honestly, Knuckles and Honey are the only 2 songs on this album that really have this personality and really strong staying power. But we'll stick with Honey for now because we've just gone past Knuckles. Honey is such a heavy hitter. There is no faults in this song. It is such a good song, and I said in my random album review, maybe that's why I always thought I liked this album a lot more than I did, because the 2 leading singles, being Honey and Knuckles, are so super strong. But I keep going back to Knuckles, but Honey is such a great single to open the album. Track number 2, and all you have to do is get past Pastel, which I said is a good song as well, but Honey is just, I can't praise it any higher because it is such a good song from start to finish. And yeah, we'll leave it there for my tracklist ranking, with Honey taking top position. So I knew my tracklist ranking today would go by pretty quick, considering 1, that there's only 10 songs on the album, and 2, I don't want to give away my complete thoughts on the album because I want you to go check out my random album review for it. But a lot of the songs don't really click with me. You probably got that from my thoughts of the songs individually. Yeah, this is an album, as I said, I thought I liked more than what I did. I taste change over time. This album's from 2016. But some high points there, because you wrap it up with Pastel, Knuckles, and Honey as my top 3, respectively, from 3 to 1. Really fucking heavy hitting songs, especially Knuckles and Honey. Either, as I said, splitting hairs between those 2. But we'll leave it there. Yeah, I'm happy that I got to actually do a quick track list ranking today. But yeah, we'll leave it there. I won't talk anymore. Thank you guys for checking it out. Once again, if you want to check out my random album review of Blush as well, it is up at the same time. And I will see you guys very soon for some more content. Thank you.